Hello everyone! It's time to solve some puzzles. So I am at the final few remaining puzzles from my batch of 3D printed 3D packers and other different types of puzzles, but mostly 3D packers. So we have Bonbon and Tulip that I DNF'd last time. I have Dan3, I have Edge Cube, I have Hydrant, and I don't have the name for this one. I think I'll ask around what the name of this is. There's nothing written on it, but I'll save this for later. I'll be focusing on these three remaining puzzles because the other two, Bonbon and Tulip, I actually already solved them offline. So what I do after finishing a stream is I just fiddle around with the ones that I couldn't solve during the stream and see how far I get. And I sometimes I end up solving them offline, and when that happens, I just feel like, okay, maybe I should have at least had a webcam turned on so that I can record it or whatever. But anyway, I can just show you guys how I solved this. So I'll start off with Tulip here. So again, this is not a solve. I already solved it. I'm just demonstrating how I did it. So give me a sec. So this thing is kind of hard to get it out of the bag. The bag is kind of small. I just kind of need to squeeze it out, just like how I do the toothbrush. So alright. So to summarize, so to give you guys a recap of what this puzzle is about, is I need to fit these pieces inside this box and then close the lid. Okay? But the twist is, inside the lid there is this voxel here that is blocking the way. So if we take into account the distance it travels, so it travels from the right side all the way to the left, okay? So if we were to exclude the volume this voxel travels, give me a sec. So if we were to exclude the space or volume, if you may, this voxel travels across when I'm closing the lid, that leaves out a total of 16 voxels. No, 15 voxels, because the container can hold a 3x3x2, which is 18, and you subtract 3 from it, so that's 15. The problem, however, is that the total number of voxels of these pieces is 16. So there's one too many, right? So somehow I need to be closing the lid halfway and do some maneuvers and then leave the final space for the lid to be completely shut off. So that's the gimmick of this puzzle, and I was having a hard time getting this one done, and apparently it's a pretty hard one. So it's not just that my brain was small, but the puzzle was difficult. I mean, that doesn't mean my brain is not small. I'm just saying that there are other factors involved. And here's the solution that I came up with. I hope the pieces are visible enough for you. If not, let me know and I'll try to zoom it in. So basically what I did is I came up with, if I can remember what I did, give me a sec. Yeah, it was something like this. Yeah. All right. So this is the shape that I made. by which what I mean is this is the shape that is supposed to be inside this box when everything finishes. So by the time the lid is completely shut, this should be the shape the pieces should be making. And that is an invariable. There are no other ways. But what is special about it is, so I am angling the pieces here to be congruent to this angle. So this way is the opening. So pieces going in and out from this side of the angle, this side of the axis, if you may. So like I said, in order for me to actually solve the puzzle, in order for me to actually get everything inside, I also need to be able to get everything from the box outside, right? So I am working in reverse. So I am starting from the solved state and trying to figure out how I can get everything out of the box, okay? So again, the box starts off completely shut, and then I slide the lid by one voxel. So again, this block that is attached to the lid, it's moving to the right by one unit of distance. So the voxel comes from here, moves to here, okay? The voxel is now here. This part of the space I am not allowed to occupy because it's already occupied. But what happens is when I open the lid halfway, this space is now open and pieces can slide in or out, right? And that is when the magic happens. I can slide this S piece out, right? And by sliding this piece out of the box, now I am allowed to make more movements with the remaining pieces. For example, so this L piece now can move to the left side, alright? So it can now move to the left side, and this frees up this small piece. How do I free this? How do I free this piece, if you ask? By using this window. There's this hole here for seemingly unknown reason before I attempted it, but now I know why this exists. Though this is not the only use of it. This is not the only use of it. So to recap, I open the lid halfway, and then I pull out the S piece. I move the L piece like this. Now what I do is I shut the lid back out. Shut the lid back in. This reveals this hole or a window of sort. I don't exactly know the correct term to describe this, but we have this opening, and this opening can be used for escaping this small piece. So now I can pull this small piece out of the box again. This lets me drop this T piece like this. That frees the entire lid. So the lid can be fully open now. This is as far open I can make it because this voxel, again, it's blocking the way. I can't open it all the way. So this is the farthest I can move it to the right side. So I drop the T piece. I fully opened the lid. Now, since there's a opening of this amount of space, I can pull the L piece out of the box again. Now there's only 2 more pieces to go, but we have a bit of a problem because, again, I need to pull these 2 pieces out of the box, but they are stuck in it because, again, the lid cannot be completely open. So this is the furthest I can pull it. But as you can see, this formation is having a staircase-like shape. So the bottom side is completely full, and the height of the box is also completely full, so there isn't much of a wiggle room here. However, this is the time where I'm using this small window for the second time. So again, I close back the lid and I can pull this T-piece out like this. I can only pull this by one tile and have this portion, this voxel right here, stick out of this small window. Okay, so it's pulled out this way, and now I make a rotation movement. So once I make this movement, this piece now has enough space to rotate like this, and then I can pull this second L piece out of the box, and that solves the puzzle. So that is the entire sequence of movements that I can perform to pull everything out of the box. So now the only thing that I need to do to actually solve the puzzle is to do all the sequence in reverse. So let's get to it. So first of all, I put this T-piece inside like this. Alright? And then I put this L piece inside like this. So this is the angle that I need to do. Now I close the lid. I rotate the box this side to have this part of the T-piece stick out of the window. Now I do this little maneuver to. Okay, there you go. You see now this L piece is rotated inside. Now it's completely snuck in. Completely stuck is what I mean. So this is the formation that I wanted to happen. Now I need to put this small piece in. How do I do it? By sliding this T-piece up. Well, I can't really do that. I need to close the lid halfway to make room for it, or all the way, it doesn't matter. So close the lid and drop the T-piece in. Now I have room for this small piece to go in. I do exactly that. Alright, so far so good. Now what I need to do is, well, before I do any of that, let me pull this out again. Before I do any of that, I need to put this L piece in first. So I do this. Alright, I close the lid, I drop the T-piece or push it inside, whatever, and have room for the small piece to slide in. I just drop it in here, no problem. Now I can slide this L piece to the right side. That makes room for the finer piece to drop in. And now I can completely have the lid shut. And that is the puzzle. That is 2 lid done. So this is what I did. There may be other solutions. I highly doubt it though. This is most likely the unique solution, but that's what I did. Now let me do everything in reverse so that I can keep my puzzles in the unsolved state. The reason why I do that is because when I come back to these puzzles in later times, I might have the solution forgotten, and that likely results in breaking it because I forget how to get everything out of the puzzle. So let's reverse all of the steps again. Come on. So this last step is kind of tricky because I have to rotate this L piece out without touching it. So I only can use the gravity to make this rotation happen, and it's kind of tricky. Alright, I can sort of see the inside of this box with this shadow thingy. I can tell the piece is now rotated. Now I can pull everything out. Very cool. Alright, let's pack these back in, but in the wrong way. So that one day we can revisit this puzzle after. Alright, I'll just leave this outside. Let's put everything back into the box, back into the bag, and move on to the next puzzle. So that was too late done. I don't have the time to show. I don't know how long it took because, like I said, I solved it after I was done with the stream, and when I was just fiddling around with it, I wasn't timing myself. So the next one that I want to show is this Bonbon. So I DNF'd this puzzle 2 streams back. So that was during the part 1 of the stream. I couldn't figure out how I can do it, but now I know exactly how. So the main gimmick of this puzzle is that there are a few of these windows available for me to rotate the puzzles inside, because of how tight the space is inside this box. You can't normally rotate any pieces inside, so these holes are required for me to perform the rotations. For example, if I were to rotate this L piece horizontally, right? So I want it to like put this L piece inside. I want to rotate the piece horizontally, and as you can see, you can't do it. There's not enough space. But by using this tiny window, you can. This tiny window is required because when you are rotating this piece, it has to, a very small part of it has to clip out of the wall, clip out of the area to perform the rotation. That's just how the geometry is. There's no other way to work around. So the main gimmick of this puzzle is to make use of those rotational movements to fit all these 5 Tetrimino pieces inside. There are many ways that I could try. I wasn't able to figure it out during the stream, but I could solve it yesterday, and here's what I did. So before I get into the solution, let me just show you the final layout. So the final layout looks like this. So so this is the final layout. So on top you see a T piece. On the left side there's an S piece here stuck under this L piece, and on the right side you have an O piece, and finally there's an I piece underneath. So the final step is supposed to be the I piece sliding right in through this window. Okay, so eyepiece sliding in is the final step. So let me just put this aside. because we don't really need it until the last second. So in here, again, just like how I did the 2-lead puzzle, I am going to be performing everything in the reverse order, and then try to do that in reverse again, so in the correct order again to get everything inside. Okay, so after this, what I do is I push this L piece one tile to the left. I can do this thanks to this window right here. So this part will stick out of this window. Okay, now what I do is since this eyepiece is now out, you can see this T-piece can now drop in. The T-piece is now in the first layer. This allows the S-piece to slide one tile to the inside. Okay, this allows the L-piece to move out of the way by one more tile. So now these two voxels are protruding out of this window. This allows the O piece to slide out like that. Now here's an interesting rotational movement. So what I do is I move the L piece back in and I rotate it like this. It's kind of hard to see how this actually works, but this is something that can actually be done. So it's kind of fascinating how that works. But not just like this. I need to do one more step. So I need to like actually, you know what? I kind of don't remember exactly how I did the movement. Well, I can try here. This is why I find the lead to be important. So because I can get rid of the lead here, I can do this test movements without much hassle. So I was in this formation, okay, and let's see if I can make this rotational movement happen. Well, I can't quite do that, but if I could. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember. I was forgetting one step. So what that one step is that I can. So in here in this formation, I pull the L piece one tile inside. And then I push the S piece one tile out of here. Now here's the movement that I forgot. You see on this lid, there's this window right here. Where is this being used? It's used for rotating this T-piece this way, like this. So normally this kind of movements cannot happen physically, because when you're rotating it, like right about at the 45 degrees, this small part, okay, it's kind of hard to see, but this small part of the tip of the block needs to clip out of the box temporarily to completely rotate, to completely finish the rotation. But luckily, this window allows that to happen. So again, I push the L piece out one tile, I push the S piece out one tile, I rotate the T piece out like this. Now I can push the S piece out, back out. Now this allows the L piece to rotate like this. You see what I did? Just like that. Now I can pull the L piece out, pull the S piece out, and then pull the T piece out. Wait, how do I do it? So the T piece is kind of stuck inside. So there needs to be a couple of rotations required to get this T piece out. And one of them is this. Again using the same window that I mentioned to topple this T-piece this way. So it used to be this way, but now I'm toppling it the other way, like this. Now I lift the T-piece up so that this window can be used to rotate the T-piece in 90 degrees, like this. And then the center window, the center piece of the window, this part has never been used until now. So this can be used to rotate the T-piece this way, so they sitting upright. This is only doable thanks to this window. So now I can slide it out of the box, and that does it. So all I need to do now is to exactly this sequence, but in reverse, and also with the lid completely shut off. So while I'm solving this puzzle, I am not allowed to touch the lid. I mean, I can literally touch it, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not allowed to open it or whatever. So put the T-piece in. I need to topple it just like that. Now I need to lift the T-piece and make this rotational movement, making use of this window right here. Like this. So far so good. Now I need to use this window to rotate this T-piece upright. Okay? The next step is the S-piece. I need to slide it in to the left and to the inside. Now the S-piece is completely inside here. The next step is the L-piece. I insert the L-piece this way. I make the rotational movement, again utilizing this window right here. So far so good. Now I pull this. It's kind of hard to see, but I already described how it's going to look like previously. So I am pulling the S-piece out by one tile. Yeah, okay. And then now I'm toppling this T-piece again using this window right here. There you go. The T-piece is now sitting down, lying flat on the first layer. Now I am going to pull the Why is the music not happening? Alright, so now I pull the L-piece all the way out. You see two of the voxels are now sticking out of this window. The reason why I do this is so that I have enough room for the O-piece to fit in. So I slide the O-piece in to the right and to the inside. Now the O-piece is right inside here. Now we are almost done. We push the L-piece all the way back in, and we lift this T-piece up. Well, more like we can just drop it from upside down. Now you see, now you have room for the long piece to fit in. Just slide it in and we are done. That is Bonbon. Again, I don't have the timer for how long it took me to solve, because I initially took about 1 hour and DNF'd during the stream, and I could only solve it last night after fiddling with it for a few more hours. So this one took quite a few number of hours. I would say at least 5 or 6 hours, but I can't say for sure. But anyway, that is the solution. Now let's mess this up so that I can store this puzzle in the unsolved state. I'm just gonna put these in whatever order. Yeah, whatever, that looks about right. So just fit them in whatever way that I like. Just close the lid and call it a day. Alright, let's put this back in the box, back in the bag again. If it lets me. There you go. Come on. Why must the bag be so tight? Like, couldn't you have used some larger bags? Anyway, okay. That was Bonbon. Let's move on to actually solving the puzzles. So these are the 3 puzzles that we want to try. There's another puzzle, but this one is unnamed, so I don't know what this is called. This puzzle is not in the list of the order of operations, so I will need to actually ask what's up with this one. So we have hydrant, we have den3, and then we have edge cube. I need to look up the list to make sure I am attempting the easiest one first. Alright, looks like I am attempting hydrant first, and then den3, and then lastly edge cube. So that is the order of operations. So we are attempting hydrant first. The rules are I need to fit these inside the box such that from the outside view, from these openings, all of the openings are blocked off, so that it looks as if a complete 3x3x3 cube is fit inside. So that is one rule. Another rule is no rotations. Rotations are not required, but that is not the right way of saying it. It's more like rotations are prohibited. And same goes for den3. Again, all of the pieces need to be inside the box such that all of the windows are blocked off, and also no rotations are allowed. And this one, the rules are also similar in a way that I need to block off all of the openings, but this time rotations are not prohibited, so that's probably going to give me some more challenges. So let's start off with the hydrant. So we have this odd shaped box with the H-shaped window here. There's some more side window this side. We have 4 pieces here that we need to construct something that fits within the boundary of 3x3x3. Again, no rotations are allowed. I need to make sure that I am not making any illegal movements. So let's get the timer ready and let's get started. So before even considering the box, I need to construct something that may or may not fit in the box. So that is always the first step to do. But because of the way these pieces are shaped, there don't seem to be many options. So like, this is pretty much, yeah, there are not many options here. Do I need to zoom in a little bit more? Is it hard to see? Maybe how about this level of zoom? Let me know if the things are still too small. Okay, that's one way to make it work. Now the next step is to make sure that this shape can, if it can fit in this box, will block all of the openings. So it's going to be so this H shape needs to be completely hidden. This looks like the only face that can work. So the H face is hidden. Or blocked or whatever, and this side is blocked off, and so is this side. Okay, so this shape can work. Does not mean that this is going to be the solution, or this is going to be the right shape, or this is going to be the right arrangement or placement. So nothing is decided, but we are still one step away from the starting point. So the next step is to make sure that each of these pieces can fit inside without rotational movements. So this one I can fit in, no problem. What about this one? I don't think I can fit this piece with this orientation. Again, to remind you guys, I am not allowed to make rotational movements. So this is the only orientation that I'm allowed to do if this is the shape that I need to construct. So it will have to be some other shape or arrangement. So maybe we can try to rotate it. So previously it was this shape, but if we rotate this, would this change anything? So again, the O piece can still fit in. And what about this one? I can fit this one now. And what about this piece? Looks like I can fit this in as well. And so does this one. So does this piece. They can fit in. Alright, so far so good. Now the next step is we need to find if we can make movements to make this actually happen. So if you noticed, all of the pieces were moving inside the box through this H-shaped window. But what about these windows? They need to be used some way or in some way, right? So what I'm suspecting is when I'm trying to fit the final piece in, some of the pieces will need to move out of the way, and these windows are what allows them to move out of the way. So when I move them out of the way, some of the voxels will need to stick out of this window. that's all just a hypothesis though, so this might as well not be the correct layout, and I might need to just start over, but we haven't proved yet whether this is a right or wrong solution. So let's try to figure out which piece is going to be the last one to move in. So if all of these three pieces are inside, I can just easily drop this piece from the top, right? So I feel like this has to be the last piece to go in. So let's just put this aside. So among these three, which one is supposed to be the last piece to go in? Or alternatively, we can think of this in reverse. So we just assume that all of these pieces are inside and we try to move the pieces out of the box. Are there any movements that I am allowed to make? As far as I can tell, I don't think there is a way to move any of these out of the way. Actually, you know what? I can move this. I can move this shape out like this. So this is a movement that's allowed. So if I push this shape this way, these two voxels will protrude out of this window, right? So once I do this, what can I do? Then looks like I can pull this piece out. Yeah, all right, that works. And now what? Now can I move these two pieces so that they get out of the box? Yes. So in this formation, I can. No, wait a second. I can't do that. No, yes, I can do that. Yes, all of the shapes are completely inside. I can move this inside like this, and then I move the second piece one tile down. Now you can use this L-shaped window to pull it out. Okay, cool. I think we might have solved it. So let's try. So first of all, insert this. Put this piece in like this, and now well, it needs to be here instead. Now I drop this in and move to this position. This allows me to drop this piece in, I think. Wait, I might have missed this step. Give me a sec. Okay, we pull everything out again. I forgot to consider one thing. Yes, so what I forgot to consider is the fact that yes, this piece can slide into this window. However, this voxel right here, this one runs into this wall, so it cannot go all the way in. So that's the step that I forgot to consider. So we need to figure out how to get around that before making any more moves. But can I make any other moves though? So in this position, I can't move this shape down because this window is preventing it from doing so. I cannot move it up or this side or that side. I can only move this between these two states, and I can't lift this piece because the bottom of the H window is blocking it. I cannot move this to the right side or left side because the tip of this piece is blocking it. We might have been screwed then. I think we might need to find a different layout in that case. And to remind you guys, we are not allowed to make rotational movements. Rotations are prohibited. It always need to be movements along one of the three axes. That was kind of a bummer. I thought I was getting somewhere. Just give me some moment. I am trying to find a different layout. So again, we are back to square one. I'm trying to find a layout that that can fit inside the box and also blocks all of these windows. I'm still trying to find it. Wasn't this the same shape that I was trying to make? Yeah, it's like the exact same shape but 180 degrees rotated. Dang. But there's no way to make it work, is there? Oop. Wait a sec. This shape works, yeah? It's kind of scuffed, but if I can manage to fit this in, the top part is completely blocked off. So you see, this part is not really filled in, but that is being covered by this window, so that's okay. I only need to make sure the top part has the H shape, and the sides are also blocked off. Which, now that I think of it, I don't even need to check it, because just because of the existence of this H shape should imply that the sides are also being blocked. So I only need to check the top side actually. So can I fit these pieces in? Doesn't look like it. The search continues. So this is the struggle. So I need to find the shape. I need to find the shape that satisfies these requirements, and then I need to make sure all of the pieces are in the correct orientation to fit inside, and then I need to figure out what movements I can do to actually pull that off. But there's no way, right? I can't do anything. So I'll have to find some other ways then. So it seems like this particular piece will have to be standing upright. There are no other ways, right? So so this shape will have to be either this side or this side. These are the only two rotations. I mean, or these sides. Like, but what I'm saying is it needs to be standing upright. So that is a given. All the other shapes have some more freedom though when it comes to what kind of rotations it can make. So let's assume that this shape will need to be sitting here. So then these two voxels will need to be filled out, which can be done by doing something like this. Yeah, that can work. All right. Now what about this piece then? Sure. Okay. Is it? But this is that first shape that we tried to make work and realized that it's not actually going to work. So we need to find something different. maybe it's supposed to be in the middle. But how do I make this voxel filled in? Maybe like this? But then I also need to fill this shape, and now that doesn't look very viable. Also, I can't move this piece in from this side. It will have to be like this or like this, not like this, because this H-shaped window does not allow it to go inside from this rotation. Just hold on. I'm still thinking. I am not stuck yet. I'm just trying to find some shape that has a potential to work. I haven't found it yet. Doesn't mean I am stuck just yet. I am very likely going to be stuck very soon, but that's not now. Maybe if I So at the moment, I'm only considering this H shape. For example, something like this, but this shape does not work because I cannot fit this OPC in any ways.